So I'm going to start paying homage to Buddha. Namo Tasha Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhasya. Namo Tasha Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhasya. Namo Tasha Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhasya. Just I'm reading suttas from transcript of Bhante. Removing distractions, MN2. So Sabbe Sava Sutta. So that so the sutta tonight is called Sabbe Sava Sutta. And it's called All the Distractions. And I changed some words around so it's say tends here, but I don't like the word tends because it doesn't have a lot of meaning to us these days, so I call it distractions. Thus, have I heard on one occasion the Blessed One was living at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anath Pindika's park. There he addressed the monk. Thus, monk, Venerable Sir, they replied. The Blessed One said, this monks, I shall teach you a discourse on the restraint of all the distractions. Bhante saying here is that as the mentioned Sabbesava Sutta, the removing distractions means all kind removing of tents. So he used word distraction. Have you noticed any distractions today? This is the hardest day of the retreat. I promise it gets easier as time goes. Listen and attend closely to what I shall say. Yes, Venerable Sir, the monks reply. The Blessed One said this, monks, I say that the distractions of the distraction is for one who knows and sees, not for one who does not know and see who knows and sees, wise attention and unwise attention. What does that mean, wise attention? There is a lot of interpretation of wise attention, means using your mindfulness. So you can see how mind's attention moves. Anytime you hear the word wise or wisdom in Buddhism, in teachings of Buddha, it is referring to the links of dependent origination. Now, I talked about that yesterday. I didn't necessarily tell you what it was, but a feeling arises pleasant, painful, neither painful nor pleasant. Craving arises right after that. I like it, I don't like it, mind. Tension and tightness. That's how you recognize it is your head around your brain. Here, Bhante is saying that about the what kind of feelings we have, the pleasant feeling and neither painful nor pleasant. Craving arises. So after that, what he said, you feel that right after that, all of your thoughts, all of your opinions, all of your ideas and story about why you don't like this situation, whatever it happens to be. Now, when I am talking about feeling, either present feeling or painful feeling, I am not just talking about physical painful or pleasant feeling, but it's both physical and mental. Okay, so after you get done with your stories then your emotional attachment and habitual tendencies start to come up. Now you are made up of five things. This whole psychophysical process is made up five things. You have a physical body, you have feelings, you are feeling pleasant, painful, neither painful nor pleasant. You have perception. Perception is a part of the mind that names things. When it is a pleasant feeling that arises, your mind says that pleasant. Okay. Or it is a painful feeling, it says it's a painful. Perception names thing. You look at this, your mind says that's a book. Why? Because you know what books are. You that has memory in it, then you have thoughts, and then you have consciousness. Now, what happens, especially when a painful, either mental or physical pain arises, is we try to control that feeling with our thoughts, and that doesn't work, but it is a habitual tendency. We are trying to control by thinking this pleasant or unpleasant feeling, holding on it, holding on to the pleasant feelings, pushing away the unpleasant feelings. And the more we get caught up in thinking about, the more suffering you have. So what's distraction? Any kind of thought that you get involved with and take it personally. Here Bhante is saying that repetition of any kind of thought again and again, that forms a craving. So, and we are taking things personally. The main object is that taking it personally, a painful feeling arises. Let's say in your knee, did you ask that painful feeling is to arise? Did you say you, now I haven't had a painful feeling in my knee for a while. I might as well have it now. No, it happens because conditions are right for it to arise. What you do with what arises in the present. Moment dictates what happens in the future. When you get caught up in trying to think that feeling away, oh, I hate that feeling. I wish it would stop. Every thought about that feeling makes that feeling bigger and more intense. So, what to do? Any ideas? Oh, thank you. Use the 6 R's. Why? Because when you use the 6 R's and you get let go of that craving you don't have. Any thoughts in your mind is clear, your mind is bright, you are not being a second hand observer, you are being a first hand observer. And then you bring up a wholesome thing for your mind to be smile. Bhante here saying that whenever we caught in our thinking pattern or process, whatever thing is going on, when we come use the 6 R, we come back to the object of meditation or whatever we are doing in the present present time. Beyond the smile, then return to your object of meditation. That's a very wholesome. You are bringing this clear pure mind back to your object of meditation. It doesn't matter how many times your mind gets pulled back to that sensation or that emotion, whatever it happens to be, it doesn't matter. Your job is to recognize that the distraction is there. Now this is This is any of the five hindrances. I talked about the five hindrances last night. Every one of those is a distraction. Why? Because it pulls your attention away from your object of meditation, and every hindrance has the false belief that is me, this is who I am, and that is a false belief because when you use the 6 hours, your mind is clear and you are not identifying with it. You are seeing it as as this is a part of a process. You are not taking it personally. Anytime you have repeat thoughts, it's just like it was on a tape deck. Same thought, same order, all the way through, and generally the same criticism to yourself and the same pain. The reason that arose was because whatever happened in the past to make that arise, you identified with, you look it personally, and that is suffering. That is cause of suffering. With that, craving arises. I like it, I don't like it. I did something in the past. It was, it wasn't very good in my opinion. So I am going to beat myself up and keep repeating over and over again. What a nasty person I am because I did that. And then you start believing it after a while, and it's not necessarily true. What you have to do is say, yes, it's there. You can't push it away. You can't stop it from coming up. When a painful feeling comes up, it's there, whether you like it or not. But instead of trying to control that painful feeling or make it be different or change it so it doesn't hurt so much, you are you are doing that all with your habitual tendency of trying to control everything with your mind and taking it personally and identify this is mine, and you are the person that causing your own suffering. You can't blame anybody else for your suffering. You cause it yourself. Why? Because you are taking it personally. I don't like it. I don't want to do that. Here it is showing our habitual tendency about own self, our own criticism. There I am, there I am going to try to force it away by thinking other things, but you always come back and you get caught up, and that hindrance gets too bigger and bigger. Now, the only way that really works is by using 6 hours, and the 6 hours are part of Eightfold Path. And we will get into the Eightfold Path later. It's a part of right effort. That's what it is. When I talk about Eightfold Path, I use different word than most people are used to hear, but they call it right effort. I call it harmonious practice because that's that's what this meditation is all about. It's learning to be in harmony with things, not trying to control, not trying to push them away, not trying to make them different than they are, but being in harmony and allowing it. This is how this practice is immediately effective. It works the first time you do 6 hours. It worked. Why? Because you let go of that craving and purified your mind. You brought you brought that purified mind back to your object of meditation. So I called the effective wouldn't use so. What I am talking about right now is the links of dependent origination. This is how this process works. I don't care what country you are from. As long as you are human being, it works exactly the same for everyone. That's one of the brilliance of the Buddha. He saw that everybody is the same. Well, you have different experience and all of that sort of thing of course, but in a fundamental way, this is how mind works. And he spent a long time figuring this out. So any kind of distraction that arises, any kind of repeat thoughts, any kind of judging and condemning yourself means that you are taking it personally, and you are causing yourself pain. You got a choice. You can do it or not. You want to beat yourself up. Sure. I have threatened some people that I want to get some boxing gloves so that they can do it really good. But it is not needed. You have to understand every distraction that arises is your teacher. You don't fight with it. You look at it and you say, okay, this is distraction. I am identifying with it. How to let go of that? Use the 6 hours and do it with a light mind. If you have done meditation with other teachers, they have tendency to have you really try hard and push the hindrance away. It doesn't work. The hindrance are showing you where you are taking everything personally and how you are causing your own pain. The essence of Buddha, the essence of Buddha practice is changing your perspective from I am that to it's only that. The fastest way that I know of to let go of a hindrance is to allow. Isn't that odd how many meditation teachers have you told? You need to laugh while you are sitting. But when you laugh with yourself, I don't mean necessarily laugh out loud, but when you laugh at how crazy your mind can be for taking this personally and wanting to know more and more and analyze all these things, you are causing yourself problems. You are causing yourself pain. So Buddha's practice is about changing your perspective and seeing that this is part of process all the time, and it happens fast. It happens and it gets bigger and bigger as it keeps coming up. You won't see the first part of the links of dependent origination until you get to a place where your mind is very quiet. You will get to that stage. If you follow the directions the way they are given, don't get caught up in telling yourself, I don't know, I want to have to ask somebody, I have to talk about it. No, you have to do the practice. You have to 6 hours. You don't give any. But that's why I don't allow that word. Don't use that word with me. I will scold you if you do. Every time you say but, you are saying my opinions more important than what you are telling me. And What I am telling you is the Dhamma. That's the way it works. So every time something comes up and it pulls your attention away from your object of meditation, that is teaching you where at the some time in the past you took that things personally, and now it's coming up, and now you get a chance to actually get into harmony with it and let it go. Too many times I have read a lot of books on overcoming hindrances, and they like to use words fight and suppress and push down, and that isn't the way you let go of the hindrances. You let go of hindrances by seeing it, not keeping your attention on it, not taking it personally. Relax the tension and tightness. Let go of that craving. And then one of the thing, let let me step back a minute. One of the thing people do when they have hindrances arises, they say, well, I release and relax. And it doesn't go away, of course. It is not going to go away. You are taking half a formula and wanting to be successful. With it doesn't work. You got to do the whole thing. Right effort is noticing when something wholesome pulls you, wholesome pulls your attention away. What's wholesome? I am, I am, I am that taking it personally. That's always what is wholesome. The second part of the right effort, right effort is releasing, not keeping your attention on it, and relaxing. The rest of the right effort is about bringing up wholesome. What is wholesome is what is wholesome? Smiling, staying with your object of meditation, and you stay with your object of meditation for as long as you can. That's right effort. I know that there is a lot of, and I did it for almost 20 years, Vipassana. Watch it until it goes away. That's not right effort. Right effort is recognize that that's there and don't keep your attention on it. You keep your attention on it, you are feeding that hindrances, that distraction, and it will get bigger and bigger, intense. And I had the in the instructions when I was practicing straight vipassana, if you get a pain in your body, put your attention right in the middle of that. See its true nature. Guess what? It makes that pain bigger and more intense. And you are not seeing its true nature. They tell you. You see its true nature by if it's the earth element or hardness or softness of the movement and the vibration or the heat or cool, whatever the true nature is, that it's there. And don't feed it, don't put your attention on it. If you keep your attention on distraction, it will last for the long time. It will cause immeasurable suffering to you, and you don't have a chance to let it go. Why? Because you keep feeding it. So it will come back bigger, more intense. No need you, no need. You don't need to do that. When you see that your mind is distracted and pulled away, just let it be there by itself. Don't keep your attention on it. Now, put your attention on relaxing, and then put your attention on smiling, and then put your back to your object to meditation, and keep your attention going with the object of meditation. That's immediately effective. Is it that's the way it is supposed to work? But anybody that tells you that you have to keep your attention on one thing, that one thing, they are not practicing the Eightfold Path. You see, when you are practicing the 6 hours, you are practicing the entire Eightfold Path at the time. When a Hindu and you treat it in the same way, it's helping you to improve your mindfulness. It's helping your observation power of how this process work. And it really does work very nicely, so that anytime a hindrance arises, welcome it. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to force it to be something else. It's there. That's the truth. You can't fight with the truth. Doesn't work, causes suffering. So don't fight with it or with it. Allow it to be there. Relax into the smile. Laugh with it. See, when you laugh, get caught by your hindrances. When you laugh with that, you go, let's say, anger. I'm mad. I don't like this. And you laugh. All of a sudden, your mind says, oh, it's only it's not even mine. I don't ask to, I don't ask it to come up. Do I want to hold to it or not? Let, let it go, so that changes your perspective from I am that and I am trying to control it and I am trying to make it go away, to it's only that, oh, don't need to have that hanging around. And that's how you start purifying your mind. So welcome the hindrances when they come. Don't fight with them. My teachers here, okay, I'm not your teacher. Isn't that odd? I am a guide. I will talk to you starting tomorrow every day, just making sure that you are staying on the path, but you are your own teacher. Whatever you do with what arises in the present moment, if you use the 6 hour and come back to your object of meditation, you're teaching yourself a couple of different lessons. One of the lessons is that personal, every thought, every feeling, every sensation is impersonal. It's not me, it's not mine. I don't have control over it. Comes up by itself. Close your eyes, open your eyes. What do you see? Oh, that happened by itself. You are seeing consciousness arouse by itself. It's not you. It's not your. It's impersonal. Everything in this world is impersonal. Every mental thing, every physical thing, it's all impersonal. And when you are start using the 6 hour more and more, you start seeing that more and more clearly. And this is what insight is all about. You start seeing this more as a process, not something to get in involved with or try to control, but you will see more and more clearly. Yeah, this is part of process and it's not mine. When you are use the 6R, you are developing what the Buddha called wisdom's eye. What does that mean? It means that you are seeing in the present moment without any distraction. That's what wisdom's eye is. And you are not taking anything personally. As you start to go deeper in your practice, at first it's not going to be like that, but as you start going from one jhana to next jhana to the next jhana, you are starting to see more and more clearly how this is true. Jhana is a Holy word. It's completely misunderstood. Almost everybody says jhana is deep observation, concentration. According to Buddha, it is level of understanding. I don't make a big deal out of what jhana you are in most of the time. I won't tell you because it doesn't matter. I am looking at your understanding and how you start to get insight. So it's a real interesting process that you are going through with the jhana practice almost every day, almost everybody. I mean, when they get into jhana, all of a sudden they have this pride thing. I am in a jhana. I am in a jhana. I was in a Korea, and this lady wasn't follow directions very well, and I started scolding her, and she said, "I have been meditating for 10 years. I am in the fourth jhana," and I went so you don't know what you are doing. You are practicing concentration. You are not developing your insight knowledge at all, and you are slowing down your progress with that pride. So I don't really want to tell you what jhana you are in because it doesn't really matter. What matter is your understanding of how this whole thing that we call life is a part of a process. As you get better at recognizing it, you naturally become more content, your mind becomes more at ease, more equanimity, and you have more balance in your life. You don't have roller coaster rides of I am happy, I am sad, I am happy, I am sad. It starts to be little waves. You still go through some hassles, but you don't take but you don't take them so personally. You this is my problem and I have to do something about it. I have to change. No, it's a problem. Okay, I am driving my car down to the road and get a flat tire. Does it help any if I get emotional about it? It makes this job easier to take care of when I get caught up in emotion, liking or disliking. No, when you have balance in your mind. I got a flat tire. Okay, what needs to be done? Got to go fix it. Okay, so you stop getting so caught up and distracted with your likes and dislikes. It's just part of life. Some things are a lot easier to handle than others, but having equanimity and seeing how your mind is handling it and using 6 hours is the key. That is exactly what the Buddha was talking about when he was talking about meditation. Now, again, I don't see a whole lot of people smiling today. I checked, and I'm telling you right now, if you want to progress fast, I'm not kidding you. Smile all the time. I don't care what you are doing. You smile. Your progress in the meditation will just start zooming. Why they have done studies, the University of Minnesota, on the corners of your mouth. When the corners of your mouth go down, so does your mental state. When the corners of your mouth go up, so does your mental state. It is important to have light mind and a mind that has fun doing. This doesn't make it a task that has to be done. It's not work, it's a game play. It's a gameplay with it. If it doesn't happen the way you you think it should be, laugh with it because your mind is just being a test. Your mind is saying, oh, it's not supposed to be like that. Well, what is it? Like there is no should or shouldn't. There is, this is the way it is, what you are going to do with it. Now, a lot of people, they they hear about hindrances, but they don't recognize that the hindrances, they arise all the time in your daily activities. It's not just about sitting, it is about watching your mind. That's one of the real problem that doing one pointed concentration causes, and includes straight vipassana, because it is a one pointed kind of concentration. They say it's moment to moment, but you get to a certain level of the concentration and suppresses the hindrances. The force of the concentration pushes the hindrances down. As the result, when you lose that concentration, the hindrances come up in your daily activities, and you get, and it's even stronger, and you are not able to recognize these hindrances because the force of the concentration stopped them from arising. That's why Buddha put it that relax step. The relax step has the intentional, you have to intentionally relax the tightness in your head. How do you do that? Notice that the tightness is there. Let go of it. Relax into it. You know how to relax. When you start to get problem in your body, it tense up, and then you say, oh, why don't I just relax? That you know how to relax. And when I first came back from Burma, I would spend 2 years doing a straight Vipassana, and I was very successful, but it didn't seem right. There was something that was wrong. And when I came back to Asia, in Asia, I went to Malaysia, and they really, really wanted me to teach meditation because they knew I had been away so long doing the meditation, and I couldn't teach the straight vipassana because I didn't believe in it. So I started teaching loving kindness meditation. Now, and in Malaysia, third of the population in Malay, third is Chinese, third is Indian from India, and the Malay run the government. That really gets to Chinese. They don't like that idea because they are really ambitious, and basically Malay are not. They are kind of laid back, and it frustrates the Chinese. So they are walking around being angry all the time, and that's who I was mostly teaching in Malaysia, was the Chinese, and I am seeing they are being angry, and they are taking it taking out on their families, and they are fighting with each other and having all these kind of problems. So I decided to start teaching them loving kindness meditation, and they started mellowing out, and they started recognizing how incredibly caught they were in their hindrances, in their opinions and ideas, and identifying with all these things and causing themselves so much suffering after a short period of time. People go out and they would do a month fasten retreat, and they would start to get very judgmental, hard minds that did not see hindrances, and they would come running to me. When you going to give your next retreat? Why is that? Because what I was teaching them was how to recognize hindrances, how to let go of hindrances. how to soften the mind. And you soften the mind, that's that's a word that I used very often. Be softer with it. We were not understanding it until I picked up a copy of this and I started reading the suttas to the people, and all of a sudden they were getting what I was saying, and the progress in the meditation really took off. And it says tranquilizing in the sutta, but they weren't understand what tranquilizing meant to say. I said relax, and they got it. They really understood. This is something you intentionally have to do, is relax. It's letting go of the tension and tightness. It's not just softening, it is letting it go after a period of time. These people were going to work, and their workmates were saying, "Ah, you are changing. What are you doing? You are doing something different. You don't get mad like you used to." And we are just doing a little bit of meditation, you know, but they started changing their world around them by softening their mind, by relaxing that craving, by letting go and coming back to the smiling, your object of meditation. One of the real advantage of practicing metta is you can do it all the time. I don't care whatever you are working, or I got to be serious with my job. Can you smile at the same time when your mind has joy in it? Your intuition is much better. That's the fun. This is the practice. That's not just sitting practice. I just got through book. It's called Life is Meditation. Meditation is life. It's 24 by 7. Your meditation, too many times people do meditation and then they get up and they forget all about the meditation. Just act the way they always acted. Well, you are starting running into walls when you do that. You start hurting a lot more because you are not being mindful all the time. You need to be able to watch what you are doing and see what's causing your pain again. This is not the blame game. You can't blame somebody else for your pain. It's what you are doing with your own mind. One of the big mistakes that happens with meditation is people are really, really judgmental about the things that they do, and they start coming down on themselves. They start bringing up the hindrances purposefully. Oh, I really blew that one. I made a mistake. If this is a game, okay, you made a mistake, don't do it again. If if it causes pain to you or pain to anybody else around, you don't do that again. It's that simple. But if makes you happy and it makes everybody else around you happy, well, guess what? Do it over and over again. That's how you develop your personality, so that you don't have such a critical mind, so that you don't have a negative mind. Now, this is developing your mindfulness, so you can see how this process works. What happens? First, well, a feeling comes up. What happens after that? Well, craving comes up. Tension and tightness. What happens after that? That my nonsense mind come up, and it really is a nonsense mind. You are judging and condemning, and all of this kind of stuff, it's wholesome, and you cause yourself pain and you cause other people pain. But being mindful means seeing, oh, I did that, and this is how it worked. Let's watch a little bit more closely and see how this really is to road to happiness, the road to peace. So many people are caught up in the world peace. Oh, I want the world to be peaceful. Oh, start at home. You have to do it here in yourself. You have to do, you have, you have to do, be able to recognize these hindrances that pull your attention away and have all these judgments and condemnations and glorifications and just it is nonsense thoughts. There is no sense to do it. So you need to use 6 hours, not only while you are sitting, while you are walking, you need to use the 6 hours when you are eating, going to the toilet, taking shower, walking from here to your car, to your job, using that in your job. There is no time when you can't be mindful. Watch how your mind works. Watch how it reacts. Well, I don't like that. Who doesn't like it? It who's caught in their craving, who is identifying with it. This is me. This is this is who I am. And I am special. Not it's just false belief. The whole point of Buddhist practice is learning how to change and learning how to change so that you make things better and easier for yourself. And that in turns helps everybody else to be better and easier. You have to be example. So many people come to me and they say, I want to teach this stuff. How do you teach? If you to be example, you show other people with all kinds of situations in your life how to have this balanced mind, how not get caught up in the emotional upsets and the identific action and the pain that you are causing yourself. Hindrances are your teacher because they are showing you where your attachment is, where you are identify identifying with it so that way you can let it be. You can relax, smile, and bring up something wholesome. The more you stay with your wholesome object, the more uplifted your mind becomes. Why I want you to smile all the time, because you start to have joyful mind, and joyful mind is very alert, and your observation power is very quick because you can see, you start to lose it. So smiling is the key in ingredients in becoming more alert. It's a key ingredient in being happy while you are doing other things. The Buddha, many times, he talks about wise attention, wisdom, develop your wisdom. Before I become a Buddhist, I used to go to this one church, and this minister would get up and he would give a rousing talk on, you got to be wise, you have to develop your wisdom. And just as he was getting, I am going, okay, now tell me how to do it, I'm ready. And then he quit. Well, now I get to tell you how to do it, and it works. Have fun, don't get serious with yourself every time. You get serious with yourself gazing who has some craving in their mind. Every time you have repeat thoughts, guess who has craving in their mind. who is causing their pain. You're doing it to yourself. Oh, it's their fault. Because they said this. Who cares what they said? Really, it's just their wandering mind trying to attack my wandering mind. So you use your 6 hours, and it's okay. You can say that not necessarily true, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. That's you. That's your opinion. That's your wandering mind, your glorification of mind that isn't that doesn't have anything to do with really of how things work. And and the way things work is very simple. I have told you this 3 or 4 times already in the talk. It's very simple. A feeling arises, then there is a craving, then there is clinging, then your emotional dissatisfaction, habitual tendency will every time they say it this in this way. I am going to act this way. If they have their anger and they throw their anger at me, I am going to take my anger and throw it back at them. Does that lead to your happiness and well-being, or does that lead to your suffering and your repeat thoughts? I said this. They said that I should have said this too, that no good, so and so. I am right, they are wrong, and then it happens again just like it. It's on the tape deck, exactly the same words, exactly the same order. When you see that happening, that's the time to laugh. My mind's crazy now. A lot of accidents occur because the people get caught up in thinking something, and they are not paying attention to what they are doing while they do it. And then they will say, well, I don't know why that happened. I just back up. I just backed up into the tree. I didn't see the tree. Of course not, you were thinking. You weren't driving. So to be able to be friends with your hindrances and just recognize that they are there to teach you a lesson in where your attachment is, and it's by this coming up, it's helping you to be more mindful so you can let it go, and that's help purify your mind, and you have to do it. Often somebody says, well, okay, I will do it. How long to do? I have to do it. It will, it will, when you get up a 5 million, we will consider letting go 5 million times. You can do it and count them. So don't treat sloth and torpor as your enemy. Don't treat restlessness as your enemy. Don't treat that I want mind as your enemy, or don't want mind as your enemy, or don't know if you are doing the practice by using 6 hour and smiling and staying on your object of meditation. You're doing it right. Don't get into the old habits of saying, but I want to know more. I don't understand this. Well, do it. Don't be talking about it. Do it. Doubt will disappear unless you get involved with it. Take it personally and say, I want to know more. I don't want. I want. Well, isn't that two hindrances? It's doubt and lust. I want to see hindrances don't arise one at the time. They kind of like to gang up on you and beat you around a little bit. It's kind of like a kick them when they are down. So you are going to have these and restlessness. Restlessness and sloth and torpor are going to be around you until you are in a lot So you are better to get used to them and recognize them. Restlessness is a painful feeling, and it's the one that you are going to probably experience the most, because that has to do with your thinking about this and thinking about that and getting caught up in your mental glorifications. I started really liking that word, because that's what it is. I mean, you are just letting your mind think what it wants to think when it wants to think it, without realizing that it's mostly nonsense stuff. So the more you practice smiling, the better your mindfulness become. The better your mindfulness becomes, the easier it is to see how hindrances arises and how to let them go. Mindfulness has to be sharp. There is no getting around it. And every level of your meditation, your mindfulness is much better. So all this stuff is interconnected. One of the problems with a lot of commentaries on Buddhist teaching is that they take one small thing and make it into big thing, and it seems like it's a separation, but everything I have been talking about right now is interconnected, and it all comes from smiling, using 6 hours. The pulls that pulls everything together, and it helps you very much to be more alert and see more for yourself how you cause your own pain, so you can change and you can benefit, not only while you are sitting. You are start benefiting always in life. It makes life a lot more fun. I would like to a hold get a hold of the guy that told us that we were supposed to be serious. Life is serious. I like to shoot that guy. Or life is supposed to be fun. When you were 3 or 4 years old, did you have fun? Yeah. Sometimes you fell down, you cried, and minute got up and then started having fun again. Well, what's the difference between then and now? I have all these responsibilities. So can't you have fun with responsibilities? If you can't, you are in the wrong profession. If you can't have fun with what you are doing while you are doing it, then start looking for different job, really, because it's not worth drudging, because I have to have this much money to live on. But if you can't have fun with what you are doing while you are doing it, laugh with things, not the things, it seems to me. That's a vested life. Live simply. Don't have to live in an exorbitant way. The way that measured their wealth during the time of the Buddha was not how much they hoarded, but how much they gave. If you are reasonably well off, you had put up a little stand in front of your house and you would give food away to anybody that came along, didn't matter who it was. And if you were super wealthy, then you did that 5 different places in the city, and each get, because there was a gate north, south, east, west, and at your house, and you were considered very wealthy when you did that. These days, it's her the idea of hoarding is most popular. Holding is most popular. Well, if I don't have $1 million in the bank, I am poor. Whatever as you practice, giving your smiling and your happy feelings away to other people's, you become prosperous. It's not a maybe. When you get stingy, then you start getting into life back. When you are giving and giving happy thoughts and happy feelings and saying things that makes other people feel good, you are affecting the world around you in a positive way. And you are noticing when hindrances come up more easily, and you are more willing to let go of those hindrances. So don't fight with your hindrances. Don't try to control them. Don't try to change them or make them be something other than they are. Allow the hindrance to be there. Just don't keep your attention on it. Relax, smile, come back to your object of meditation, to give your loving and kind thoughts to yourself, your spiritual friend, and have fun doing it. Do it with light mind. One of the problem with one-pointed concentration is have tendency to get serious mind, and serious mind is a mind that doesn't have strong mindfulness in it. It has weak mindfulness in it. Of course, that depends on what your definition of mindfulness is. But your observation power is not near as lucid or clear because you keep getting caught up in the restlessness and nonsense and glorification. All these distractions, right? Most people don't really notice that they have they have a body because they are so caught up in their thoughts until they happen to bump into something. There is something in your body that doesn't work very well, then you start noticing it a little bit. But when you are use that relaxed step, you are noticing what's happening in your body. Now you have this meanings that goes around the brain, meninges that goes around the brain. It goes all the way down around the spinal cord. So when you relax, that you are learning to relax your entire body. And when you relax your entire body, circulation is better. You get more healthy when every time you have a thought that meninges tightens a little bit. So relax over a period of time. I have had a lot of people that when they start meditation, they start complaining about their back is so sore, their knees are so sore, and I try to get them to be as comfortable as they can be. And then they will get to certain place in meditation. They say, I don't have any more pain. Why? Because they let go of their painful attachments. Okay. So I have been talking for a long time. Do you have any questions? Yeah, what's the interaction of the posture and the relaxation? The interaction of the posture and the relaxation, I don't quit. Understanding what you are asking, yeah, how my sense is that the posture is important. Yes, it is straight, but it's there is a of there is a seems like relaxation. Well, you sit so that you are ver vertebrae or one on the top of the other. Okay. When you do that, and you are not learning hard into the seat, or you will find that your mind is much more clear, and there will be times that your back will be just all of a sudden get super straight, and it's like your mind is really alert, bright, and you're able to stay on your object of meditation. Sit comfortably straight, okay, and you will find that your meditation moves along better when you are doing that. Sometimes people will get a little bit too comfortable and they will have a lot of sloth and torpor. sit a little bit straighter. And when you start losing that, you will notice it more quickly and you can sit straighter again. That's why yesterday I was talking about taking a towel or wrap it in a board behind and put it into the small of your back so that you are not leaning heavily. Which one first? Okay, I was noticing today and relaxing that my brain actually seems like it was spamming like was like not, and it didn't quit want to let go. Okay, in the 6 hour process, that's okay. You just relax one time. You don't relax. Don't push it. Your mind will go back to have distraction. You get to do it again over a short period of time. Your mind will stop doing that and it will become much. Yeah, today when I was trying to observe the how mind didn't seem spacious, relax, you will see how as you go deeper, it's a natural process. You don't have to push, and that's what you were doing. You were trying a little bit too hard. Just stay with your object of meditation, and all things will become clear as time goes by. So, wisdom understanding of I don't understand that well, you have to have of a mind that is pure, keeping your precepts, and you need a mind that is very collected and alert and composed to be able to see the links of dependent origination, and that will happen naturally. This is not something you have to push. Okay, building on what Victoria asked, I was experiencing maybe great hindrances at the same time, or yeah. And so in the relaxed state, I would release, but then I noticed that maybe release was kind of little push because I was focusing on the part of your instruction where you say the mind becomes very bright and very pure. The object, well, but you are thinking it's going to be happen in a particular way. It is not that way. You can talk about should you go back to the object of absolutely, that's it. The distraction will come up again and you will do it again. You might have a you might have to have it come back 15 or 20 times before it actually let go, and there and that's okay. The importance of smiling I can't observe because when you have that smile in your mind, the mind is light and you and very alert, and you don't get caught up in trying so hard, putting in too much energy. So one of the part of the awakening factors is energy, and you want to be in a balance with your energy as much as you can. And when you try too hard, it's going to make your mind restlessness. You don't try quite hard enough, it's going to make your mind dull. So you have to learn to adjust, but little bits at the time, not this sloth and torpor and then sit up real straight. No, that's not the way it's going to. You have to observe more clearly how you are staying on your object of meditation, and then you 6 hours. The thoughts, those little tiny thoughts that turn into the dreams and turn into all these other things. You have to be able to observe how that happens, but you might have to. do it a bit, do it a lot of times before you actually get into insight into how it happens. So be patience on the one of the things that used to drive me crazy when U Shilananda was still around. He had a favorite expression for me: patience leads to Nibbana. Drove me crazy. I will be patient as long as I can do it. Now, yeah, just wanted to suggestions about as much sitting as we do in the chairs. There is old yoga asanas and old yoga teachers. I would always say, if you want to sit up straight, keep your knees below your hips, and then and that does help forward, and then the back is at another pillow. Another layer I have six in bone pillow that I put on the surface, put on any surface, and just as long as your knees are lower than your hips, you notice your back is straight. So that's true. My true. That was almost four, yeah. Because we see that I also do. You want to keep that. Do you want to keep that unwholesome state or not? Who said that you can't change? Do you want to stay the same or you want to be different? You have to learn how to do it so that you can change for yourself. You want to keep that wholesome state, or you want to develop a unwholesome state, or you want to develop a wholesome state. You still have a choice of what to do, and you still, when you use this 6 hours, you are still seeing in the present moment. How it works. Okay, I had a Polish scholar and he really studied the suttas a lot. And he said, nowhere in the suttas in place there mentioned the present moment. It's just a present because you can't, you have to see the present moment. It's gone before you can recognize it is so. It's just the present. Okay. What you see in the present dictates what happens in the future. So you use you use 6 hours so that you can change for a wholesome. Okay, I notice, put a thought in my chest, in my heart. If I put it on too strong, try too hard, I couldn't hold it right now. Right. And I was playing today with just having to be less strong, not to be blow towards something less or than I can write there. Fine. And you need to smile a lot more. That's the really true. You will learn how to balance the amount of energy. You need to do this by smiling, and every time you smile, you are practicing the entire eightfold path. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So last night, this morning, I had some really strong and was smiling and feeling very good about myself doing it. And today I was a little bit drier, like the pump had gas dry. In the same way, I didn't want to smile as much as I felt like I was faking it. I don't care whether you are faking it or not. Okay. And the reason I say this is I read a article about smiling, and they said even when you don't feel like smiling, you are painting it on your mind. Starts look at your face and say, "Well, you're smiling. Guess I should be happy now." So I don't care whether you are faking it or not really. Don't smile. Anyway, smile. Yeah. When you said that the smile will guide how much energy you will learn, how adjust your energy as you go deeper. In the meditation, you have to learn how to adjust little tiny bits at the time, just so that you can be in harmony with your balance of staying with your object of meditation. So how will the smile show that to your that to you improves your mindfulness? Doesn't it makes your mind light, so you can see when you are pushing, okay, it's awful, right? This side of the room question, okay, don't have sometimes. It happens that the way sometimes it doesn't matter. It is that you are not, as you let go of pain in your mind, you let go of pain in your body to the process. Often, of course, it is, I am thinking that you uh, they are interconnected. See, when you see when you let go of the tightness in your head, you are letting go of physical, and it also let go of interesting question, isn't? Well, it is everybody's mind has their own experiences. In that way, they are it's colored by the past experiences and goes even back into past lives. Okay, so in the way, yes, you are right, but it is an interesting how to have, yes, the Buddha have senses that the senses that that's the Buddhist said in a Buddha said that in a lot of suttas that you have eyes, you have ears, you have nose, you have tongue, you have no tangibles, and you have mind, internal six senses. Sorts are the actual organ themselves, the ear. The nose, the tongue, the body, and the mind, external, are the same. So it is the projection out the hearing or smelling or tasting or touching, thinking, those are the called external sensors. Yeah, it seems that when I watch craving, it's so subtle. It events to tool my meditation. Oh, of course, welcome to the human race. It's always there, not always, but lot of times after to 6 hours, it is not so. You get a brief moment, but you will be able to develop your mind so such a degree that you will be able to sit for long period of time, hour and half, without having any craving arise. Now, this is a real deep state. It's not going to happen right at first, but when you get into neither perception or non-perception, you you will be able to sit without anything happening. What relief that is. And I expect a lot of you are this retreat to be able to experience that. See what kind of confidence I have in you. Yeah, is that a state where you are not really asleep because you are awake? And that's right, it's like being asleep and being awake at the same time, or being aware at the same time. That's why they call it neither perception nor non-perception, because it's the real subtle subtle little things. And this is where you will start to be able to see the individual links of dependent origination. You're not going to necessarily recognize them as that, but you are going to be able to see the disturbance caused by that. Can you smile while you are on the computer? Can you have fun when you are on the computer? You are doing right. that, oh, your mindfulness is still the same. It's still the 6 hour, but it is every time you smile. You are practicing the Eightfold Path, and I will get into that later. And you better start having fun or go get out of my feather. Start tickling. You see how your mind feels when you laugh. Isn't that nice? That's the kind of mind I want you to develop, a mind that's light. You don't have to be serious about anything. You can be light with you, can be happy with it. That's the whole point of doing this, letting go of suffering, letting go of those old habits of being serious and worried and not liking this and not liking that. Well, you cause yourself a lot of suffering by doing that. You can do it, smile and accept. Doesn't hurt when you do that. Be happy. That light mind laugh with things. I mean, sometimes I see butterfly and I start laughing just because it makes me happy. Okay, anything else? Then let's share. Yes. So there is the end of the sutta.
Thank you, Milindji, for reading to us Bhante Vimalaramsi's recording. It's very kind of you.
Yeah.
It's probably not easy because when it is transcribed like this,
Yes.
it is quite difficult. But thank you.
Yes, I try to do like that because um, it is not easy to explain in a better way. So I thought that to read from transcript. The next time I will try from the Masuk site. There is a lot of transcript are available. So from that I will try to do that.
Okay.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
Yeah, because this one I think is transcribed word for word, and that is a very difficult thing to do from a verbal recording.
Yes,
It's,
yes,
it's
yes.
not easy. It's not easy.
Yes, yes. Correct, correct.
Mm-mm.
Today I
But thank
find it in Dhamma Sukha. There is a lot of PDFs are available where the Bhante talked about earlier suttas. Na? So
Mhm.
next time I will try that one.
Okay,
Yes.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea. Let us know
Yes,
when
yes.
you are free on Sundays, and
Yes, yes.
welcome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Does
Yes.
anyone have any, those who dialed in, anyone has any questions or comments? If no one has anything to add, then yes, Madam Nanda.
Thank you very much, Melinda, for reading this. It is a very nice sutta, Majjhima Nikaya too. It really explains the sutta that we recently read with Bindu. It does explain 7, if I can remember, 7 things that we can do on a daily basis to safeguard our 6 senses and therefore weaken the hindrances, and therefore the body to become relaxed and the mind to become calm, and then when the conditions are right, the mind naturally flows into jhanas and ayatanas and samadhi states, and eventually to cessation. And this explanation by our beloved Bhante Vimalaramsi is great, because when we were reading Majjhima Nikaya 2, what came to my mind was, well, I didn't know about any of these 7 factors that our Gautama Sammasambuddha has very brilliantly, beautifully explained on Majjhima Nikaya 2. But simply by practicing Siksha, I was slowly and gradually and naturally was practicing all these 7 factors that were explained in Majjhima Nikaya 2 by our Gautama Sammasambuddha. And when Melinda was reading this transcript from Bhante Vimalaramsi, he was beautifully explaining how the Siksha works. To me, that is very, very true. When we practice Siksha, we are naturally and automatically practicing these 7 factors explained in the Majjhima Nikaya 2, purely by practicing the Siksha, Metta Siksha technique. And as Bhante said, we also naturally practice the Noble Eightfold Path when we practice the Siksha, Metta Siksha technique. And I do find what he's saying is so right, because smiling has made an enormous, profound effect on my practice. And it naturally, with the practice of metta and the siksha and the relaxing and the smiling, and naturally the mindfulness is developed, cultivated and developed, and the naturally the 7 awakening factors are naturally developed. So thank you very much indeed for choosing this sutta. It is a brilliant sutta, I think. Thank you very much indeed.
True. Really, you explained well about the sutta. And last Wednesday, we Sindhu read on this MN2 about all the 7 part of this how to develop in everyday life. So I thought that I earlier choose this one, and I practice from this transcript, but I'm not that much explaining well. So I will try to better in next time. Okay, we can go for sharing merits if anyone.
Milindi, would you like to lead the sharing of merits? You're most welcome.
You can do it. You can. We'll all together. We'll share.
Okay.
No issue.
I think if you scroll a little bit down,
Yes, yes. There is
okay.
a share. I will share. Right, just a minute.
Okay.
Yes. It's not showing, but why?
Yeah, let me see if I can try. 1 second. Actually, I'm having tech issues
Okay,
with
no issue.
my
But I
laptop.
am going to share, but this screen is unable to share. Why you are?
Not
Just,
sure. Is the screen is
just a minute.
stuck?
Just a
Okay.
minute. Stop sharing, and
Yeah.
again I will try
Okay.
this. Yeah. So okay, it's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can recite together.
Yes. Yeah.
May suffering
May suffering
ones
ones
be
be suffering
suffering
free,
free,
and
and
the
the
fearless be.
fearless be.
May
May
the
the
grieving side
grieving
all
let
grief,
all grief,
and
and
may
may
all
all
beings
beings
find relief.
find relief.
May all
May
beings
all beings share this
share
merit
this merit.
that
Thus, we
we
have
have
thus
classified
wired for acquisition of all kind of
acquisition of all kinds of happiness.
happiness. May beings
The
inhabiting
beings inhabiting
space and
space
earth,
and earth,
devas
devas
and
and
nagas,
nagas
might power,
of mighty power,
share this
share
merit of
this
ours.
merit of ours.
May
May
they
they
long protect the
long protect
Buddha's
the
dispensation.
Buddha's dispensation.
So,
Sadhu,
so,
sadhu,
so,
sadhu. Thank you so much, Milindji, for your time today.
yes.
Very nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We hope to see you in one other Sunday as well. And
Yes.
Mrs. Sindhu, of course, as well. But Mrs. Sindhu, I think you and Sachinji already very busy. Already offering a lot of your time, so I dare not ask too much.
Yes, I will try to do in Sunday because in weekdays is can't possible for me because coming
Yes,
late from office or around 7 o'clock like that.
yes, yes.
So I will choose Sunday and
Okay.
I will do it better next time, definitely. Thank you for patience. Having all of you have patience. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Thank you.
week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.